Yeah, my name's Stu Mills. I'm actually from Edmonton, Alberta, and I'm an entrepreneur. I didn't start that way. I started off as a career policeman. Went to the Atlantic Police Academy in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Was trained by the RCMP for 1 year. And then I ended up in Edmonton. Joined a career there, got married, had some children, and kind of got in the usual rut of life. You know, mortgage, car payments, supply food to the table. And I spent 16 years with that career. And I raised from, 1,200 guys in the job, men and women, to kind of the pinnacle. It was the SWAT team, the task force team, the guys that run in there and save them. And I had a partner shot and killed about 25 years ago. And I got to tell you, it woke me up in a big, big way. What was important? What was really important in life? And so I had to recalibrate everything. And I finally left that job, probably within 6 months of that happening. And it took me about 2 years to tell you what I just told you. And it was very, very traumatic. So when you're wounded, where do you go? Home, where you feel safe. So I ended up coming back and buying the house next to my mom's house in Waverly Road in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. But I had a vision, and my vision was I wanted to be my own boss. So I opened a franchise opportunity from Edmonton that I opened in the Atlantic region. We opened stores all around the Atlantic region and trained those franchisees over years of operations. Corporately, we ran and owned the metro market of Halifax. And we ran those businesses. We had 22 employees, and we worked day and night. We worked harder than anybody that was employed by us and got paid the least. And I soon realized that we had bought a job, but it was a great education. Then I got approached by a direct sales company, a nutraceutical company from the United States, and I was introduced to residual income. And I got to tell you, there's nothing better. But it's hard work. It is extremely hard work. But I traveled the world, and I don't have any regrets. I went to 14 countries around the world, did millions and millions of dollars a month in sales. And at the end of the day, it was a success story. But as the police career was 15 years, so was that. But with everything you do in life, you learn. And you learn what to do and what not to do. And you learn to identify things and people and what to really look for. So it was about 2 months ago. And I was in Moncton. I was doing a lot of work in Moncton, and I put a team together here. And we went and we took part in the Wellness Expo at your Coliseum right here in town. And it was the last weekend prior to Halloween in October. So not that long ago, about 6 weeks ago. And I was blessed to have been introduced to LaZer. They happened to have the booth right next to us. And there was a reason for it. Because what happened was I got introduced to Ian. And I just asked Ian a very simple question. I said, listen, I've gone through a pretty traumatic experience over the last few months. I've gone back to smoking. And it's really starting to bother me. And I don't want to do it anymore. Does your laser treatment actually work? And he said, absolutely. So I would go out and I would stand with the smokers where the smokers stand around the Coliseum. And I'd ask them all, hey, have you ever tried that laser thing? You know, that stop smoking thing? And they'd say, some of them, quite a few of them actually said, yeah, have. I said, did it work for you? They went, no, it didn't. But when I investigated a little further, what I found out was they weren't going to LaZer. They were going to somebody else. So I thought, there's got to be a difference. Because I went back and I interviewed Ian's wife, Natalie, who's his co-partner here. And what I realized was she had a heart, and a big heart. And she wasn't about the money. She was about being successful at helping people. My mission statement as a policeman was that. And so I gravitated back to that. And I thought, I know there's a bigger chapter out there. And I've known it for years. And I've been looking and searching. So it just kind of stored it in the back of my head. And then I was in Mexico for a business filming just like this, just a few weeks ago. And I came back to Canada, and I'm out west, and I'm getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, a slave to those cigars, and going out in a house coat when it's -5 and snowing and blowing and standing in the garage having a cigar. The worst thing in the world I could do. But knew I had to change. So I reached out to Natalie and I said, put on your hat here. Put on your LaZer hat, will you? Because I need help. And she could feel my heart. And she says, I don't care what you do, but you need to get down here. And we'll look after you. Ian will pick you up at the airport. But we're going to look after you. And it was just amazing. So I hung on to that like a life preserver. I came down here 16 days ago. And I stopped that day, 1 hour after I got here. And I want to tell you, there is nothing you can do if you're a slave to that horrible habit than to get this treatment. But you need to be ready. You need to be ready in your heart. You need to be ready to make your change, because I can't change people. But if they want to change, they will change. And this will assist them in that process. So I'm an entrepreneur at heart. And I started thinking about it. And I was like, I like what these guys are delivering. And for 14 days, we've been brainstorming on how we could help people and really help people. And so we are locked, we are loaded, we're ready. And you need to put special people in special seats on the bus to make a team work. Now we're looking for the team. Give me a call.